On today's unboxing episode, we have the Tomei fuel pressure regulator Type S. Come on in. There you go. So we sell this as a full kit on our website, I believe. It comes with the fuel pressure regulator, the gauge, and the fittings you will need to install this on pretty much any older Nissan engine, like a SR20 or I don't even know if that's true. I don't know if this kit is for a GTR, but it is for an SR and a KA. So there's that. Yeah, let's take a look at this thing. So oh wow, this is a hard open. What I always say with these Tomei fuel pressure regulators is they look exactly like the SARD ones, the brand SARD. I don't know if they're the same, but they look like questionably close to the same. Like all these bolts look like they're in the same spot. The design is pretty much the same. So what's included in here? Of course, you got your stickers, you got fittings, AN fittings, you got these fittings as well. This is kind of a universal kit or a fuel pressure regulator that they give you. There's no set, this isn't designed for a specific car. But you also get this right here, certificate of authenticity from Tomei. So you know it's not fake. Because there are a lot of fake fuel pressure regulators out there. They make a lot of SARD ones that are fake. They do make these Tomei ones that are fake. And one of the ways you can tell if it's fake, I believe, is if it is sold with the gauge. So if you can get this and it comes with the gauge included, like already screwed into it, that's usually a clear sign that it is fake because they sell everything separately. They do have instructions that are included in this, but I don't know what they're going to instruct you to do because it is a universal kit. But look at this cool little car. It's nice. All right, so it comes with a mounting bracket on it, so you can mount this anywhere you want inside the engine bay. And then you just have to run your feed line and return fittings. And then you also have a port on the side for a gauge. To me, this is the most important part. I mean, a lot of setups that we see coming into the shop, they don't even really need a fuel pressure regulator, but just having the gauge alone is good because then you can set your base fuel pressure and know that it's set right. Because, for example, another fuel pressure regulator option out there is the Nismo fuel pressure regulator. So let's take a look at this one. Yeah. So this is for, I don't know if it's for S14 or S13 or if it's for both. It says S13. It says S13, SR20, and RB26 DET. So this regulator is like a combination of this. So this fitting right here that Tomei sells, this is the fitting you got to put on your fuel rail in order to put AN line on it to run it to the regulator. The Nismo one includes the fitting on here itself. So you just bolt this on, and then this is the regulator. So you set this. Now, what's the problem with this setup? The problem with this setup would be that there's no gauge, and there's kind of nowhere to put a gauge. So you would have to put like an inline gauge setup, or maybe an adapter fitting inline so that you can thread a gauge onto it when you're setting base fuel pressure. So just because of that, this one isn't really for a lot of people. I mean, this is nice because it's a Nismo part and it's factory looking. So if you don't want a big fuel pressure regulator in your engine bay with a gauge hanging off the side of it, I could understand that. But you are going to need some kind of a gauge to set your base fuel pressure if you go with the Nismo one. Just keep that in mind. The Nismo one is an option as well. We keep them in stock here. We keep the Tomei ones in stock. And yeah, like I said, I mean, a lot of the cars that come in, to the shop, they don't even need a fuel pressure regulator. Like, as far as needing a fuel pressure regulator, that would be a higher horsepower situation. You would have to have a lot of fuel pressure flowing, probably a pretty big fuel pump. Like even with a Walbro 255, we've built and run plenty of cars on a stock fuel pressure regulator with a 255 pump. So it's not completely necessary. Is it nice to have? Yes. And for me, I would run one of these just so I could see my fuel pressure and know what it is. Like that would be my priority. So, but yeah, it's a nice piece. If you are unsure if you need a fuel pressure regulator, you should be talking to your tuner, because he's going to be the one that he or she is going to be the one that can tell you if something like this is necessary for your build, because they're the ones that are going to be controlling the fuel that's being sent to the engine. So if you need something like that, they will be the first to let you know. And our tuners usually tell us we don't need them. So but we're talking below 400 horsepower. Some people think that they could get an adjustable fuel pressure regulator and just crank it up, and then that'll send more fuel to their engine, but that's not actually the proper way to do that. You're supposed to set it with the fuel injectors. This is just to regulate the fuel going through the rail to make sure the injectors have enough fuel at certain boost pressures. So yeah, don't think you need to buy one of these and you're just gonna crank it down and you're gonna run more fuel and then you just send all the boost you want in there and that's how it's gonna work. It's not how it works. You need to go get a tune. You need to make sure you have the right size injectors. This is not, that's not what you're supposed to do with one of these. So ask your tuner if you need one and go from there. We sell the whole kit on the website with the adapters, the fittings, and it's really not that much money either. So yeah, check it out. And like I said, this might actually be a SARD product too. They might be working together with this. I'm not exactly sure. So that's it. That's all we got today. See you on the next one.